Hey everybody, it's me, Remy, the comic book poser, and I'm here today to welcome you to Enter the Poserverse. I got a big old box here for my guy, the reasonable gentleman. So if you want to ask me about my wiener...
Oh, no.
Ask me about my wiener!
The...
Ask me about my wiener!
You'll have to check it out after this. Okay, so as I've been getting more and more into the pop game, I've talked about how I've started focusing down my collection on more things that I definitely want, right? You've seen me talk about my Focus Turtle collection right there. By now you should have seen most of my videos about my Office collection, which is right here, and this just feels weird doing this next to my head, but what you gonna do? So I've been focusing on trying to complete some of the other sets that I'm into, right? It's hands down very obvious that I'm a big fan of a lot of Marvel stuff, right? That you can see some of my Stan Lees, some of the Venomized stuff that I really dig those kinds of plays with those characters, and that's a lot of the stuff that's on the top of the shelf over here. I am a big fan of the Infinity War saga, right? All of the stuff that influenced the creation of, you know, the big phase, first, what, 4 phases, the first big chapter of the MCU. So when my guy, the reasonable gentleman, was having a Whatnot auction, I was scrolling through some of his buy it nows, and there was one of the Infinity Warps pops that I was missing from the Walgreens exclusive. That there are 3 of them. There's Soldier Supreme, which is the mashup of Doctor Strange and Captain America. There's Arachnite, which is Moon Knight and Spider-Man. And then the one that I needed to complete the set, Iron Hammer. So a lovely Thor Iron Man mashup. That these flew off the shelf at Walgreens. I know my Walgreens, like a lot of folks, is not the greatest in the world in terms of having stuff. We'll see, but that was nice to be able to fill my run of that, and I got it at a really good price. The other thing that's in this box, I have no idea why I bid on it. I don't really have the space for some of the larger pops that would necessitate a box this size. But I think the other thing that's become very evident about me, if you've watched any of my stuff aside from liking Marvel, is that I also like weird shit, right? Like the types of comics that I collect, the random little kitschy collectible items I'll pick up, right? That's why I think Iconic Odd and I are a match made in heaven for their Patreon box, because the kind of weird stuff that they offload, if they're not interested in it, there's probably a ridiculously good chance that I am. So this went up for auction, and it's a relatively new pop, and I know my Target had one, and then like the person who got there right before me took it, and it's my first and probably my only pop ride, unless I buy, is it the Muttmobile from Dumb and Dumber? Because I've seen that and that looks pretty entertaining. But like I've said, if you are interested, then you can ask me about my wiener.
Oh, no.
Ask me about my wiener!
The...
Ask me about my wiener!
I got the Wienermobile. I don't know why, but it's just something to me that seems pretty funny. It came in pretty good condition. There's a little bit of boxware there at the top, but TRG was very, very open about the, you know, box dings and things like that. But like I've said, you know, two things are true with me when I pick up from auctions. Number one, communication to me is key, right? So as long as I'm not getting a surprise on a box, then I'll be very, very happy. But then the other thing is, most of the stuff that I pick up, especially if I'm buying it from people in the community, is I'm buying it for the personal collection. And, you know, part of the comic book philosophy that I ascribe to is low grade is better than no grade, right? So if there's something that I want to have in my personal collection, as long as I can get it at a fair price, then I will take it, regardless of the condition. And then if it's something that I definitely know that I'm into, then I'll focus on upgrading it. So the box is way bigger than necessary, but just look at that. That's funny. I like the Wienermobile, right? As kids, when we would hear that the Wienermobile is going through town, we would all be like, oh, can we see it? And this was pre-social media, so now that I know that it's coming, I'm definitely going to try and stock it with my kids. But you can see... block out my face. The little Oscar Mayer license plate. There's one there on the front and on the back. But there's your detailing on the Wienermobile. Now, I've seen people like my buddy Waynco break down like the paint jobs and things like that on these, and that's something that I don't fully understand, but I did notice that there's like one inconsistency. So if you look at all the windows on this side, right, there's black paint around all of them to kind of show like the edges of the window. But then when you get over here on the edge of this window right there, it's missing. I do like that the rear view mirrors, or the side view mirrors, are a little bit of a flexible plastic at the top, so if my kid happens to get this, if it's sitting out of the box, then it won't crack off like some of the other hard plastic things that can't absorb an impact. And then the only other thing is the Oscar Mayer logo around the Wiener itself looks like it's a sticker that's applied, and it looks like one of those Lego stickers that are too small, and me with my fat fingers, I have to put something on there anyway, and it's like it doesn't line up, and then there's like some glue at the top. Let's see if I can get you a good shot of it, like right there below her head. It just feels like a little bit of like glue or paint that could be scraped off, but it's still pretty cool, right? I don't know what compelled me to buy this. I don't... Do any of us ever know what will cause us to get an impulse buy? But I like it. Everything came in within like 3 days, and that's because I found out that I'm, geographically closer to the reasonable gentleman than I may have thought, which explains, ridiculous shipping time since he's not too far from me state-wise. But it came in. I love seeing the kinds of things that he unboxes in his videos. I almost thought about doing a reasonable gentleman tribute video, but I don't have anything camo on the sleeves where you could just look at my hand, so it would be the worst version of anything possible. But that's all I got. What do you think about the Iron Hammer? Do you like these Infinity Warps pops? What are your thoughts on the second wave that are coming out? And then, what do you think about my Wiener? Is it something that you would pick up? Do you like any of these pop rides? Are there any other weird, random ones like this that you think I should explore and pick up? If so, let me know down in the comments below. But as always, thanks for stopping by, and have a good one.